YouTube. It has been 7 months since I've last recorded a video for you guys, and I feel extremely bad, but so much has happened in my life these past 7 months. For starters, I am a mommy. My baby girl is 2 months old now, and I'm a full-time mom. I love it. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me thus far. But let's talk about where I am now, 7 months later, as far as my depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and things of that nature. Since we last spoke, I visited the psych ward again, due to a suicide threat, attempt maybe. I was not too happy of that because I made a promise to myself that once my daughter got here that I would no longer go down that road and use self-harm and suicide as a coping mechanism for me. But I realized once you are addicted to something, that was such an unrealistic goal for me to set for myself, and I believe that's why I failed so quickly, because I just couldn't keep that promise to myself or to my daughter. And for a while I beat myself up for that, because I'm like, how could I have failed her? How could I have failed myself? And it was just really bad. So I'm off to a clean slate now. I'm just really just trying to take things one day at a time. I'm not looking forward to a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I'm just taking things day by day, and that seems to be working for me so far. Some days are definitely better than others. Days that are not so good, I try not to beat myself up about them, and I just try to take it day by day, learn from the day before, try not to make those same mistakes again, and not fall into that bad habit again. You know, just trying to be strong and trying my best to hang in there. Such is so easier said than done. So easier said than done, but I'm trying my best for me and for my baby girl, trying to be better. I definitely have some scars, some self-harming scars that I'm currently trying to get rid of. I have been using vitamin E capsules, trying to remove the scars, and I was also thinking about getting a tattoo. Some of you who are familiar with depression and things of that nature, I don't know if you're familiar with the Semicolon Project, but it's basically, a semicolon represents depression. Like, it lets you know that your story is not over and this is not the end for you, and for you to just keep pushing forward and for you to keep going. So I was thinking about getting a tattoo that incorporates the semicolon and the lotus flower. I know the lotus flower also represents depression, so I'm still coming up with ideas on tattoos, but I definitely do want to get this tattoo covered, like get my scars covered up before my child gets old enough to see them and starts questioning me, starts asking me questions like, mommy, what is that on your arm? Or I just don't want to go down that road. And I feel like if I have a tattoo, maybe that will give me that extra step to say, okay, the scars are finally covered now, so it's not something that you can go back to and start doing again, because it's covered. That part of you has passed. You've grown past that. I'm not saying that it's not a part of me, because it is a part of me. It is who I am. It is a part of my story, but I just need that extra push to go forward. And if it's not there, it's not a constant reminder that that's what I go to when I'm suffering, so I feel like that would definitely be a good step for me. And I also have my current husband to thank for that, because all of the years that I've been self-harming, I'm talking like literally from the 3rd grade up until 23 years of age, I've never had, like, I've always tried to hide it. I would be so ashamed of it, so ashamed of myself. In the summertime, I used to wear sweaters, could never go to the beach, could never go get my nails done, because of course you have to roll up your sleeves and they have to see your nails, and I just didn't want to deal with the stares and the questions. So I did a good job at hiding it, and this past year and a half now, I've never had someone to like literally check the sites where I self-harm to see if I'm self-harming still. And that is also another way that like it keeps me from self-harming, because I know that he's going to look there. So it's like, okay, if he looks and he sees it, it's not going to be good. So it gets me to say, okay, you can't go to that anymore, because someone knows that you're doing it and you have someone checking for you. So it's best to just not go down that route anymore. So I have had a couple of relapses. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and act like I'm this perfect person anymore, but that's what happens when you are addicted to something. Like, everyone is addicted to something that eases the pain, and for me, I chose self-harm. And I guess in another video I can get into why I started self-harming, like what drove me to self-harming. But right now I just wanted to talk about where I am now opposed to where I was 7 months ago with the anxiety, depression, and the suicidal thoughts. Like I said, I have my moments where things may seem unbearable for me, or I get upset and I just like, this is it. But overall, I want to say the progress that I made is okay. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, so that's a good thing. As far as right now, I just really want to get in better control of my anger. I have like a really, really bad issue with my anger. When I get angry, I just like a rage of motion that comes over me, and it's like really I'm not able to control myself, and that's not a good thing. Not being able to have self-control, not being able to control yourself, your mind, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, it's not a good thing. It leaves you in a bad place, and it just makes you very uncomfortable. So especially for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but it just makes me extremely uncomfortable. So that's definitely something that I need to work on as well. And patience with myself is definitely something that I need to work on. Not beating myself up all the time when I have a relapse, or feeling like a failure, or feeling like I'm worthless or like I'm useless, because people are not perfect. People are going to make mistakes. Just how quickly it was for me to get addicted to self-harming, it's a comfortable place for me. It's my go-to thing when things are going wrong. So I cannot beat myself up for having relapses. I can only congratulate myself for the days that I did not self-harm, for the days I did remain strong, and for the days I kept going. And even after I have a relapse, I always dust myself off and keep going. I never try to dwell on, oh, I had a relapse today, my life is bad. I do soak in those moments, but then I remember to brush myself off and keep going. But 7 months ago, I was definitely not feeling this way. Some moments I feel like I had this whole thing under control, and then other moments I feel like it's got me beat again. But it's a constant battle. Like, I'm not going to give up. Some days I may lose, and that's okay, but I dust myself off and I keep going. But I am not going to give up, and I'm not going to stop fighting. I just wanted to make this video because, for a while I've been, like I mentioned earlier, I've been trying to hide this person who I am. out of the fear of being judged, out of the fear of being mocked, made fun of, your so-called friends and family not wanting to speak to you anymore because of this that you're going through. So for a while I just tried to hide it, but I realized that that's the problem with depression. I don't really feel like depression kills. I feel like suffering, depression, and silence kills. I feel like that's the problem. So I feel like the more you get comfortable to talk about what you're feeling, talk about what you're going through, is better for people to help you. You know, you have the proper resources exposed to you. You have people who in your corner that have gone through what you've gone through, and some people may even be going through the same thing that you're going through. So the more you speak about it, the more people feel comfortable reaching out to you and saying, hey, I understand what she's saying because I'm going through the same thing, or I've been down that road before. Let me see if I can help her. So I feel like the more I keep talking, someone's life is bound to get changed. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be the next week or the next month, but eventually I feel like I will change people's lives because of these videos that I make, because of the things that I'm doing. I definitely feel like this is my calling. I've always wanted to go into public speaking. Never really knew what it would be for, but ever since I was a child, everybody kept telling me, Danae, you're going to be a leader. Danae, you're going to be a leader. And I always, I'm bossy. Everything has to be my way. So I never had a problem with leading, but I just didn't know what aspect of my life would I be leading. And now that I'm 23 years old, I can comfortably say that I feel like speaking about these kind of issues is definitely my calling. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. Because I have a little one who is looking up to me, and already she's such a handful, and I have her looking up to me, and I have myself that I need to correct things for, and then I have you guys that are in my corner supporting me, looking out for me. So my work here is not done, and I definitely have many, many more videos to come. I just feel so bad. Like, I can't believe 7 months went by so fast. But this is definitely where I am 7 months later. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I inspire someone. Like I was saying in all of my other videos, and like I will keep saying, depression is not a fun thing. It's not something that is easy to manage, but I feel like if you have enough support, that's the thing. If you talk about what you're feeling and you have support systems, I feel like you will be able to tackle your depression a lot easier than you would if you would just stay to yourself. And I know people who battle like depression and things like that, the first thing you want to do is shut down, because you feel like no one is going to understand, or somebody's going to make fun of you, or you don't want to burden others with your issues, so you just rather stick to yourself and try to handle your problems by yourself. But that's not the answer at all. Reaching out for help is definitely the way to go. That's what you want to do, and that's definitely what you want to do. But be careful with those crisis centers, those national suicide prevention hotlines and different things like that, because I had a really bad experience one time. I was feeling pretty down, was having some thoughts, trying to keep my mind from going the other way. So I reached out to the National Suicide Prevention, and I was explaining my story, explaining what I was feeling, and the lady called me childish. I couldn't believe that. To this day, when I say it, I still get a little choked up, because it's like I don't have family and friends that, it's not that I don't feel comfortable with speaking to family and friends, but I just don't want to burden people. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because I need to take my own advice, but sometimes, you don't want to call your family, you don't want to call your friends, you just call a hotline and see if they can help you. After all, they are trained professionals to deal with those kind of situations, and I thought I was gonna get help, but she ended up calling me childish, and that drove me over the roof to a place where I did not want to go. That was actually a trigger for me, and it just made my situation about 10 times worse. And ever since that day, I've never called a hotline again, and I don't think I will. It was just a major turn off. But that is where I am 7 months later. This is where I am 7 months later, and I look forward to making more videos. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. And just please, if you have any comments, suggestions, ideas, anything of that nature, positive feedback, encouragement, support, I appreciate it all. But it was nice talking to you guys, and I do look forward to more videos and more followers, and I just want to get my story out because I don't want people to suffer in silence anymore. Silence is not the answer. Alright, YouTubers, my fellow YouTubers, I thank you all, and I appreciate you for your ongoing love, support, and encouragement. And I will see you next video. Bye.